Okay. All right. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint. What I do is I go step by step with you guys. Okay. So community, when we look at our community, we're going to look at our place, our person, and our function, right? That's what we look at when we're looking at community. We're going to look at things when we're examining a community. We're going to look at things like the politics, the education, recreation, economics, and religion. Okay, these are 5 major things that we look at when we're looking at a community assessment. We have our politics, our education, recreation, economics, and our religion. We have 2 separate types of partnerships. You will see this come up. We just did surveillance tonight, but this is going to be our active versus passive partnerships in a community. So our passive is going to be kind of low key, like creating a new park, doing a vaccine clinic, making a rec center. More active, you're going to have a business that is actively participating in doing something for the community, for an example, like low cost snacks to decrease obesity. Okay, so we want to look at that. We take a look at our data gathering and our storage and collection. And we know examples of the way we get our data are from community values, beliefs, and our social norms. Okay. And our data gathering, we have 2 different types. We're going to have generation versus gathering. Generation is a process of identifying data that does not exist, and gathering is a process of collecting information. We take a look at our windshield survey, which is what you guys are doing for week 9's assignment. And a windshield survey, we know we have to go and we observe a community through a car, riding in public transportation. Most important, we need to know are our boundaries, because if we don't know where the boundaries start or end, it's going to be really difficult to do a windshield survey of a community. We have evidence-based practice, and we know about that. We sometimes get some kickback because there's changes. People don't like to do it because of new technology. They don't think it's good. What I want you to think about with evidence-based practice is when you change your computer systems in the hospital, we get like some kickback from that. And that's our evidence-based practice in preparation. Our natural disasters, we know about those, and our man-made, we went over those tonight. Remember, with our fires, we're going to focus on man-made. We have pollution, water supply contamination, all our different disasters. So we know they're labeled as man-made or natural. And let's see, for our disaster kit, we're going to remember we give them food for 3 days, check the kit every 6 months, know where it is, and know how to shut utilities off in the house. Reviewing supplies every 6 months means there's nothing expired. Things in our disaster kit: flashlight, radio, first aid, medications, batteries, blanket, those kind of things. Okay, we went through those tonight. When we look at mass casualty scenarios, the purpose of them, and we talked a little bit about, not really that, but more so with outbreaks, our priority with these mass casualty things is we prepare like a fire drill. We prepare to see how much time it would take if an emergency happens. And what that does is it helps to decrease casualties when we're looking at our availability. Okay. We have the National Response Framework. We talked about that, the NRF, when our purpose here is to help with transportation, housing, resources, search and rescue, and firefighting. Let's see. When we're teaching, I don't feel like we went over our domains of learning. Yes, we did. We did last week, I think. But we have our 3 domains of learning. Remember, our cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. And we make sure that we cover those. That was on one of your tests, I think. Teach back method. We always use that with our teaching. That's the best way to do it. We did malpractice last time in this one. World Health Organization, we know it's to help everybody with their possible health outcomes. We have other organizations like our NIH, CDC, federal public agencies. We look at, yeah, we're going to skip case management because we covered that one. Oh, coordination of care. We know that when you're in that coordination of care, that was one of your chapters for this reading this week. You know, there's a bunch of different roles that we take on when we do that as our community role. see what else. Passive and surveillance systems, we talked about those. We also want to look at patterns of occurrence. So a point source outbreak occurs when all exposed to a source result in the person getting sick. We have intermittent, when exposure over a period of time. A mixed outbreak, when one's exposed to a source and then person to person spreads the disease. We have different community-based programs, and we look at proactive, reactive, interactive. Our different type of programs. Our ADPI, no, we always think about ADPI when we're doing our nursing. Assess, diagnose, plan, implement, and evaluate. And then these are some other ones that I don't have. Okay, our ethical principles, remember our 4 major ones: utility, justice, autonomy, beneficence, and non-maleficence. And know which each of those are, and we talked about those tonight. Here's our utilitarianism and our feminism with our social equality. We're making sure everybody's treated equally, right? And with our ethics. And we take a look at our refugees. We talked a little bit about this. What are we going to be familiar with and how are we going to teach them? And then just be aware of our communication, our culture. So when we're dealing with different cultures, we have to be careful as to what their norms and their practices are. There's some math, but I'm not going to do math with you guys. Any questions on that review?
Are you going to post the recording?
Yeah. Yep. I'll post it right now. All right. So I'm sending you now the study guide. I'm sending you now the recording once it stops, which I'm going to stop it right now. And then, do we have any last minute questions? No.
Can we get that PowerPoint too?
No, I can't submit. I can't give you the PowerPoint. Sorry. I can just do the recording. And what I suggest you do is review the PowerPoint with the recording. If that makes sense. Any last minute questions? You guys have been a great class. I really have enjoyed having you. Know that this is not our last class. Week 10 will be our last class. Week 9, please download your exams prior to class. Your assignments are due next week. Vulnerable population, I have not gotten a copy of any of them. I will tell you the best way to score well on that is send me a copy and I'll make the reviews on it that I would add. Any questions on that project?
Yes, I do have questions about that.
Mhm.
I was kind of confused on like what exactly we're supposed to do. Are we supposed to create a patient
No,
and answer those questions?
No.
What are we
No.
supposed to do?
you're looking at a group of people, one of your vulnerable populations, and you're going to find out information about them as a group, not individual. You're not to
Right.
find someone and interview them.
So if we get a group, for instance, you do like drug abuse, how do we know their religion and culture and ethnicity?
You're going to find that. And you're going to not just do homelessness, you're going to do homelessness in your community. Okay. So you're not
Right.
just doing general homelessness. With religion, sometimes groups you'll have a harder time finding religion. And so what you can say is, I was unable to find information on religion. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Do you have to pick only like one group, or
Yep.
would it have to be?
Nope. One group.
Okay, so I can do like drug addicts or homeless.
No, so be very careful, guys. You can't do drug addicts or homeless. You have to do, like, for example, in my community, it would be homeless in Denver, right? That's the only group I'm looking at. Remember, I told you to go to the Department of Health, your Department of Health, and you get that information on that group alone.
Okay.
Okay, and it's going to be very specific. What you could do for homeless, as an example, if you can't find the religion of that community, what you can also do is find the religion, and you can find religion on homeless, but if you find religion on homeless, generally speaking, you can find information on that. So, if you say, I couldn't find on my exact location, but I found generally homeless are this and that. Make sense?
Okay.
All right, that's a big part of your grade, so make sure you guys do good on that, okay? Make sure you have a reference page and you're citing while you're writing, okay? Those are 2 big ones, because that'll get you credit on the end of the rubric. It'll give you full credit if you do both of those. Okay. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to end for the evening. What I will say to you is good luck. Please study hard. I'm sending this email right now. And any questions you have, like I said, feel free to reach out. I will not have access to a computer until Monday. But if you have any other questions, let me know.
I sent you a message on the chat, please. If you could look real quick.
Sure. Yep.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please. Oh, no, I didn't see it. I thought you were talking about your peer review. Everybody who emailed me the peer review, I got them. I didn't respond to the peer review emails. If you have not emailed me your peer review, please do so. It is late, but I would need a peer review in order for you to get credit on the rubric.
Even if you submitted it?
No,
Uploaded it on Canvas.
yeah, that's okay. Either way,
Okay.
email or upload, I'm fine with that.
I was talking about the vulnerable population.
Yes, I didn't see that. I didn't see yours. So email it to me again, okay?
Okay, I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right, so any other questions? No? All right, best of luck, guys. I'll see you next week.
Be able to speak to you after class?
Yep,
I-
yep, I can
Do you
stay. I'm
have
gonna
a
stay on.
question?